Hey travel friends, today we are going to be talking about bakery hunting tips.
So we hunt for quality baked goods basically wherever we go. But doing it in Paris, France, it's a must do. It's part of the culture, it's part of being a tourist in France. We've been to Paris several times and we've definitely eaten our fair share of baked goods there. We figure we'd just give you guys some basic tips about how to maximize your bakery hunting adventures. The first thing I think we need to establish is that in Paris, France, and I guess in France in general, there are boulangeries and patisseries. Over there, as they study, they decide to either go the bread route, which are the boulangeries, or the pastry route, which is patisseries. So that means that if you're hunting for croissants, baguettes, you go to boulangeries, and if you're hunting for pastries, cakes, and all that stuff, right? You go to the patisseries, right? And that's their specialty. So just know that over there, there's they're separated. Whereas here in the U.S., usually you kind of just see it as like a combined bakery stuff
Yeah, just
thing.
bakery.
Tagging on to that, for a shop to have the boulangerie title, they have to bake their bread in-house. Just know that you can get really good bread at other places as well. But just saying, right? If you're looking for the freshest bread right out of the oven, chances are you'll have to go to an official boulangerie to get it.
Okay, so tip number 2 is to try different shops as you wander. So one of our biggest recommendations when going to any city is to wander around different streets. So as you are exploring, pop into different patisseries or boulangeries.
That's a great tip because, as you're exploring Paris, you're going to visit different neighborhoods and you'll find that, the best or the famous bakeries are usually spread around the city. So, instead of spending a whole entire day just hunting different bakeries, which is an awesome way to do it, you can just, try those bakeries as you're in those various neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So the next tip is you don't necessarily have to chase the best bakery, but also don't just settle. What I mean by this is that the top 10 bakeries in Paris, they're probably not that much noticeably better than the top 50. However, right, you also don't want to be eating at the bottom 50. So just know that there's fairly good bakeries pretty much in any neighborhood, but it's not worth it to get your baked goods at grocery stores or just random touristy fast food stuff. It's probably not worth it. You're in a culture, a country that's loves bread, right? And sets bread at such a high, I don't know, esteemed caliber, right? So you really want to embrace bread there. So I would say just do a little research and really hunt down the bakeries or the boulangeries in your area, and you'll be great.
All right, so tip number 4 is while you're wandering around, look for lines. So if you see these shops with long lines, most likely they're really good. Wander around, get lost, and where you see a line, check it out.
Yeah. The locals, they take their bread very, very seriously, right? So when they find a joint that they like, that has good bread, they're going to wait in line for that bread. And if locals are willing to wait in line for bread, you, as a tourist trying to embrace the French culture, should do that too. All right, our final tip is avoid these fast foody, cafe, shops in tourist areas that just have massive amounts of sandwiches or croissants or something. The selections there is mostly geared towards tourists that just wants a quick bite. So I think overall I would say that if you put a little amount of effort and research in your baking, I guess, goals.
Your carb eating goals.
Yes, then you're gonna do great. But I think that a little amount of effort, a little amount of research will pay off a ton. Those are our tips after several trips and lots of croissants. Hope that was helpful. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, and happy travels and happy eats.
All right.